The Children's Hour. I I definitely it was a play that was very interesting to read. I'll say that it was definitely a great piece of literature, and uh, it was to a certain extent enjoyable to read. I think that there were a lot of things touched on that are important to talk about, and also depicted in a way that is entertaining and keeps the reader engaged. And I think that it it's a good educational play, uh, in the sense that it addresses a lot of important themes, just about society in general. Really, I think that society uh, society is not as picture perfect as certain people would like to believe it is. Um, I think that's heavy contributors to why this place saw censorship. I think that in terms of people not wanting to see the bad side of things, they are creating this lie of a world they live in, essentially. They refuse to look at the facts, and I mean, I'm not saying that people who refuse to look at the facts are entirely in the wrong in every situation. I think that there are certain situations, very particular situations, in my opinion, that call for patience and waiting for both sides of the story. Every single fact available to them is obtained and things like that. And I think that in a play like this, where it addresses so many things that we see, or that we quote unquote don't see in society, or aren't supposed to see in society today, uh, it really hammers home this whole idea that it's not gonna be great all the time, and there's definitely gonna be people in this world that are are more detrimental than beneficial to you. And I agree with a lot of the themes and how they're depicted in this show, particularly uh, education. I'm a big believer in the fact that if we aren't educating our youth the way they need to be, then our future is doomed. And when you have this naiveness amongst people who refuse to look at the facts, who refuse to accept the truth, then that prevents the next generation of people being raised by these individuals to obtain all of the facts of the world that they live in. I think that, excuse me, I think that when looking at this side of uh, society, that it shows a very, very ugly truth in the fact that it doesn't support the betterment of individuals. It supports the betterment of of I mean, like, they say it's for the betterment of the world, the country, whatever, but it's really just for the benefit of the big government. It's Big Brother, the man, all that stuff. Every single individual running the world are the only people benefiting from this, because they are not allowing the future generations to be educated. Therefore, if they aren't educated, who's going to take their power from them? Who's gonna make changes the world needs? Uh, and sorry, I got a little sidetracked there, but the Children's Hour does a fantastic job of inciting this thought process, in my opinion. Just the idea of supporting the betterment of individuals' education for future generations.